Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a swing at a truly fascinating topic: how golf, this game celebrated for centuries of tradition, is actually in the middle of this quiet revolution. Think about this for a second. Something that used to be seen as a critical flaw in a golf swing. Well, now, in many cases, it's a dominant winning technique for some of the world's best players. So we're going to unpack this. We'll dive into the sources you've provided, explore this evolving golf swing, and look at the undeniable impact of
Well,
technology.
it really is a compelling journey, isn't it? Golf just keeps evolving. It's this interesting mix of, hands-on experience, raw data, and then all this cutting-edge tech. But at its heart, some fundamental things remain constant, like the profound individuality of each person's swing. Our mission today really is to uncover how these forces interact, what's truly changing, and what's standing the test of time in this ancient, beautiful game.
Okay, let's start with maybe one of the most surprising shifts we found in the sources.
Mm.
How certain swing characteristics, ones instructors used to just dismiss, are now, well, not just accepted, but actually a dominant force. Take, for instance, a closed club face during the backswing. Now, for those who maybe don't know, that means the club face points a bit inward, kind of towards the ground at the top. Traditionally, that was a big no-no, a real fault. But our sources show it's now used more and more to help control the club face through the whole swing and, maybe surprisingly, generate more power through impact.
Yeah, and what's really insightful there is that it's not just about a new technique popping up, it's a deeper adaptation. It's driven by how modern clubhead designs and ball physics have shifted the actual dynamics of what optimal impact even looks like. So
Mhm.
what was once considered, a power leak, an error,
Right.
has been transformed into something that generates controllable power. It highlights this deeper integration of experience, the objective data we get from these advanced systems, and the tech that makes the data accessible. It's this blend that's redefining what's possible.
Right. And yet, amidst all this evolution, there's that core truth that hasn't changed: the unique individuality of every golf swing. Every single player develops a truly personal way to move the club through the ball. Even when golfers start with similar fundamentals like, how they grip the club, their stance, their posture, their swings become unmistakably different once they're in motion. You can walk down a driving range, and a trained eye, they can easily spot each player's swing. No two are exactly alike. It's like a fingerprint for your golf game, really.
And this brings up a really interesting question. What truly constitutes a fundamental in the modern game? Because that traditional concept, things like a very specific grip or a textbook position at the top of the backswing that's largely been redefined. Today, what seems to matter isn't so much how a position looks, but whether it actually works for that individual.
That's a crucial distinction, yeah. It sounds like the new paradigm is entirely about performance, about results. So, for a golfer today, is it less about trying to copy some perfect swing model and more about understanding their own unique body, their biomechanics to optimize how they move?
Absolutely. The emphasis has really shifted. It's about what's efficient and effective for your body and your goals, rather than trying to fit everyone into the same prescriptive mold.
Okay, now let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about what can feel like a paradox in modern golf instruction: the sheer volume of information available. I mean, we're living in this golden age of access, right? Videos, tutorials, data trackings, that's all incredibly abundant. But for a lot of golfers, maybe even most, too much information can just completely overwhelm.
Oh, this is a critical challenge.
Yep.
And it's something, we've probably all experienced, even outside of golf. Think about it. A golf swing lasts, what, maybe 1 or 2 seconds, max. In that incredibly brief moment, a flood of thoughts can just profoundly interfere with the motion. Studies actually show that elite athletes, when they're in peak performance, they're often thinking of basically nothing at all. The swing becomes fluid, instinctive,
Right.
free of that mental interference. Overanalyzing completely disrupts this natural rhythm. It really highlights the truth in that old saying, too much analysis often leads to paralysis.
It's so relatable, though. I've been there on the range trying to remember 5 different swing keys at once, and you just end up frozen over the ball.
Yeah.
So despite this huge rise in swing data and analytics, golf still fundamentally remains a game played through the eyes, right? With the ball flight, the sound of impact, the feel when the club hits the ball. These still feel like the most meaningful kinds of feedback for a golfer, don't they?
They absolutely do. Technology should really support perception, not try to replace it. Look, some players thrive with just a couple of simple cues. Others really want every single detail. But that risk of analysis paralysis, that's universal. The key, like you said, is finding that balance. What matters most is what helps you perform better under pressure.
Yet, it's undeniable that technology has dramatically improved how we train and understand the golf swing. I mean, massively. Radar tracking systems, advanced video analysis, super detailed clubhead data, precise path measurements, incredibly accurate impact timing. All this offers insights that were just, well, impossible even a decade ago.
What's crucial to understand here is that these tools don't replace good coaching. They don't replace player intuition either. But when you use them correctly, they truly elevate both. They take coaching and feel to a new level. The real innovation isn't just what they measure, but how that measurement can refine both human perception and how instructors teach.
Okay, so let's get really interesting now. Let's explore how these technologies are actually transforming the game on the ground. Launch monitors, for example. They become absolutely central to modern golf practice. These radar-based devices give you instant, accurate feedback on vital stuff like ball speed, launch angle, that's the vertical angle the ball takes off at, the spin rate, how fast the ball's rotating and carry distance, how far it flies in the air. This kind of precision lets players optimize their equipment and technique in real time, whether it's the pro-level accuracy of something like a FlightScope X3 or maybe the hyper-precise data you get from a TrackMan system, which you see all over the Pro Tours.
Indeed. And those high-end systems capture incredibly granular details too. Things like club face angles, exactly how the face is pointed at impact, attack paths, the direction the club head is actually moving,
Mm-hmm.
and even dynamic lie, how the sole of the club sits on the ground right at impact. For elite players, this level of detailed feedback isn't a luxury anymore. It's pretty much essential for finding those tiny edges, those marginal gains.
And it goes beyond just measuring impact and the ball, right? We're seeing AI-driven platforms shaping how golfers practice now. Apps powered by artificial intelligence, like AI Golf Chat was mentioned in our sources. They can analyze swing videos and give you real-time feedback. They can even recommend specific drills tailored to your individual biomechanics and skill level. And what's truly revolutionary, I think, is that these systems learn with each swing. They get better at helping you over time. They can help players spot and fix common faults without needing a coach standing right there for every single practice session.
Yeah, what's fascinating there is how AI coaching doesn't really replace instructors, it enhances them. It becomes a tool for them and for the player. So imagine an amateur golfer using AI software alongside a launch monitor. They can build much smarter practice routines, track their progress week to week, and genuinely understand which changes are actually working for their specific swing. This blend of real-time data and adaptive instruction, it really shortens learning curves, and it deepens a golfer's awareness of their own movement patterns in ways that were, frankly, impossible before.
So, okay, let's take a step back then. What does all this mean for the game? Big picture. It really seems the core takeaway is that this synergy, this combination of technology and human instruction, that's where modern golf truly thrives.
Exactly, and if we connect this to that bigger picture, the most successful players and coaches today, they know how to balance that objective measurement with subjective experience, with feel. They understand that while the numbers tell a crucial story, it's the feel that brings that story to life. That combination, data and feel, that's what allows for real mastery in the modern game.
You know, it's funny though. Despite all this incredible advancement, all this tech, the game remains, in many ways, just as difficult as ever. If you look across the decades, average scores on the professional tours have barely budged. They've hardly shifted at all.
And that raises an important question, doesn't it? Why is that? Well, golf is still fundamentally about dealing with pressure. It's about adapting to constantly changing conditions on every hole, and it's about committing fully to each shot, regardless of the tools you have at your disposal. The technology hasn't made the game inherently easier. It's just provided powerful new tools to understand and prepare for those timeless challenges.
Exactly. So maybe to wrap this up, the integration of smart technology into golf instruction isn't just an option anymore. It feels like a necessity for serious improvement. Devices like FlightScope, TrackMan, these new AI-powered analysis tools, they represent the next generation of performance training. They offer just unparalleled insights into technique, and they deliver the structured support players need to train with real intent and clarity.
To reiterate that point, for modern golfers, whether you're competing on tour or just practicing hard on the weekend, this digital evolution offers enormous benefits. The future of the game isn't about replacing the human element. It's fundamentally about enhancing it. Embracing these technologies allows golfers to combine data, experience, and instinct into a training process that is just smarter, faster, and demonstrably more effective. For anyone serious about improving their game, modern technology is, well, it's no longer optional. It's pretty much essential.
What an illuminating deep dive. It really shows how the modern golf swing is this incredible blend, isn't it? Evolving techniques meeting cutting-edge technology, all designed to enhance individual performance. It's about optimizing what's already unique in each player.
hmm And that leads us to maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. Given how technology seems to enhance the unique human element in golf, what aspect of your own learning or your skill development in any area could be transformed? Transformed by strategically combining objective data with your own personal intuition and experience. How might that kind of approach unlock new levels of mastery in whatever your own pursuits might be?